The Stonehenge Hoax book, Conundrum 9. Stonehenge's location. Location tells the story of Stonehenge. Book extract from the Stonehenge Hoax, the problem. Archaeologists fail to mention in their many publications and documentaries the mystery of the location of Stonehenge in the landscape. One would imagine that such a massive undertaking and monument would be placed in the most prominent position in the landscape, such as on top of a hill. The elevated position would help promote its magnificence and allow its astronomical function, as it would be clear of trees and foliage, which currently it experiences during such times as the solstice celebrations. The solution. Looking at the most important prehistoric site in Britain, Stonehenge, we are asked by archaeologists to consider that it is an astronomical calendar showing the rising and setting of the sun, moon, etc. This assumption may be partially correct, but why would you place the site in an area where trees would obscure your view? If you wish to study the sunrise and sunset with any great accuracy, would you not locate your site at the highest point available? So why was Stonehenge built where it is rather than at the top of the hill just 500 metres away, that is 30 metres higher, especially considering that the builders took the trouble to get stones from 200 miles away in Wales? For what possible reason would they stop short of obtaining the best setting? As there is no observational advantage to placing the site in this location, we must conclude that access to the area was paramount. If we look at a standard Ordnance Survey OS map of Stonehenge, it outlines the landscape and topology of the surrounding area by showing the contours of the hillsides. But it does not give you a clear idea of how Stonehenge sits in the landscape. For that we need to look at a profile of the area. Amazingly, these profiles of Stonehenge show that it was built on the shoreline of a vast river complex. We can see this evidence on any elevation map where we find that Stonehenge is sited halfway up a dry river valley paleochannel known as Stonehenge Bottom. My post-glacial flooding hypothesis and case study on the river Avon indicate that the groundwater tables during the Mesolithic and Neolithic periods were as high as River Terrace T9. Egberts et al. 2019, 100 metres high. This would mean that the river Avon would have filled the dry river valley with groundwater 30 metres above the existing groundwater table. When this happens, the profile changes dramatically, and so suddenly the impossible becomes possible, the implausible becomes credible, and myth becomes fact, for these profiles can only indicate one conclusion. Stonehenge was built on the side of a hill surrounded by water. These remarkable features are not just found on a single side of the monument. We can go around the whole circle to see these watery features. I believe these profiles tell the entire story of Stonehenge. A picture is said to paint 1,000 words. These pictures show that our most famous ancient monument was once a magnificent feature in the landscape on the edge of a peninsula surrounded by water. Now that we have shown that water existed at the Stonehenge site during Mesolithic and Neolithic times, we can resequence the events and the building phases. The enigmatic location of Stonehenge. Positioned atop a chalk plateau, Stonehenge's location is not merely a matter of chance. The monument is situated near a dry river valley known as Stonehenge Bottom. In the Mesolithic era, this valley was not dry but featured an active tributary fed by natural springs that flowed south to the river Avon. This proximity to water sources likely influenced the builder's choice of location, providing both practical resources and possible ceremonial significance. Stonehenge Bottom, a historical junction. Stonehenge Bottom, also referred to as Stonehenge Fork, is a deeply incised valley that predates the monument itself. Historically, it served as a significant road junction, which some suggest may have influenced the builder's decision to construct Stonehenge at this particular site. The ancient pathways converging at this point underscore its long-standing importance in the landscape. Archaeological oversights. The complex interplay of natural and man-made features around Stonehenge has occasionally led to archaeological oversights. The presence of Stonehenge Bottom, with its historical significance and changing environmental conditions, may have obscured certain archaeological features, leading to misinterpretations or misdiscoveries. The valley's transformation from a wet environment in the Mesolithic to its current dry state adds layers of complexity to archaeological investigations. The Stonehenge Tunnel and high water table challenges. Modern infrastructure projects near Stonehenge have faced significant challenges due to the area's unique geology and hydrology. The proposed A303 road tunnel aimed to divert traffic away from the monument, thereby restoring its tranquil setting. However, the project encountered complications arising from the high water table and the presence of naturally occurring fissures in the surrounding landscape. These conditions necessitated the installation of extensive drainage and settlement facilities to manage water flow without causing environmental harm. The unpredictable water table combined with the soft chalk substrate posed risks such as potential sinkholes, further complicating construction efforts. Re-evaluating Stonehenge's significance. The intricate relationship between Stonehenge's location, its surrounding landscape features such as Stonehenge Bottom, and the area's geological conditions highlights the monument's enduring complexity. These factors not only influence the site's original selection, but also continue to impact both archaeological understanding and modern-day preservation efforts. As research progresses, a deeper appreciation of how natural landscapes and human activities intertwine at Stonehenge will undoubtedly emerge, offering richer insights into this ancient marvel. Thanks for joining me on today's video blog. If you want more, my website has over 250 archaeology and prehistory blogs ready for you to explore. If videos are more your thing, you're in the right place. If you enjoyed this, please give the like button a tap and subscribe to catch next week's upload. Until then, stay curious and I'll see you soon.